I still wax floors in my dreams. For 41 years, I kept Lincoln Elementary clean. And last week, my grandson Eli asked me, with a teenager's honest cruelty, whether I had ever wished I'd done something bigger with my life. I didn't answer right away. I poured us both a glass of milk, eased down into the kitchen chair across from him, and told him about Walter. When I was 19, I took the janitor job because nothing else would have me. I was ashamed of it. I would mop the cafeteria after the children had gone home and feel the smallness of my life pressing down on me like the gray water in the bucket. I did the work, but I did it with my jaw set and my heart somewhere else entirely. I left streaks on purpose. I told myself it didn't matter. Nobody on this earth ever looked twice at a floor. Walter was the head custodian, an old man even then, with hands like cracked leather and a slow, steady way of moving. I remember watching him polish the brass handrail on the front stairs one gray morning, the same rail that 1,000 grubby little hands smeared sticky again every single day. He rubbed it until it threw the light back, and then he stood there a moment, almost smiling at it, the way another man might look at a thing he was proud of. I couldn't understand it. I asked him why on earth he bothered. "They'll only ruin it again by noon," I said. He didn't get angry with me. He folded his rag over his arm and looked at me the way you'd look at a boy who hadn't learned a single thing yet. Not unkindly, just patient. "Son," he said, "I don't shine it for them." And then he gave me something his own mother had given him, speaking it slow and sure, like he'd leaned on the words 1,000 times. "And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Lord, and not unto men." Colossians 3:23. He told me he had decided a long time ago that every floor he mopped for the Lord, who was always watching and had never once thought honest work beneath him. I went home that night and I couldn't shake it loose. I had been so busy resenting that my work was small that I had missed the whole question of who I was really doing it for. If the Lord Himself was the one I served, then there was no such thing as a small job, only a small way of doing it. The shame I'd been carrying wasn't in the mop. It was in my own grudging heart. I started over, in a way. I learned to wax a floor so it shone corner to corner. I learned the names of the children who slipped and the ones who cried in the bathroom. And I kept that building warm and clean for them like it was a sanctuary, because to me, it had become one. Walter and I grew close as father and son over those buckets and brooms. When his knees finally gave out, it was me who took over the brass rail. And I shined it every morning for 30 more years, long after he was gone, for an audience of one. Nobody ever gave me a plaque, Eli. No one ever will. But I have stood in that empty hallway at dawn, the light coming gold through the doors and laying itself down clean across a floor I'd made ready. And I have felt the Lord near me, pleased. And I tell you, there is no king who has felt richer than I did in that moment. My grandson was quiet for a while. Then he asked if the rail was still there. It is. We drove over the next Saturday, and I showed him how Walter taught me. The cloth, the slow circles, the patience of it. I watched his young face change as the dull metal began to glow under his hands, as he caught, just for a second, the thing it took me half a lifetime to see. You won't always get the work you wanted, I told him, but whatever ends up in your hands, you do it heartily, as unto the Lord. Do that, and the smallest task you're ever given will turn to something holy right there between your fingers.